Okay, let's talk about the fillet tool. Now here there is the two tools are together, fillet and chamfer. First we have to talk about the fillet. Let's draw the two lines. So if you want to make a rounded corner, I can click on the fillet tool. After clicking on the fillet tool, what is being asked? Select the objects. Now here the important thing is about the radius. First click on the radius. R, right R and enter. So what is the radius? By default the radius is 0. There will be no fillet. So you have to provide the radius. Right? Let's say right now I say that fillet is 2. 2 points and press enter. Now what is being asked? Specify the first object. First object means first line. I will click the first line and then I will click the second line. And that's all. The fillet has not been formed. Actually the fillet has been formed. The fillet is very small. Dimension is very small. Let's consider undo and the redo. I will repeat the command as a fillet and then consider the radius. This time the radius is again 0. I consider the radius is 20. Press enter. Now specify the first click, select the first object, select the second object. Now you can easily view the fillet. The fillet is a part-time arc has been formed between the two lines and rest of the section has been deleted automatically. Same is the case is there with the chamfer. This chamfer command. Chamfer command. Here we have to specify the two dimensions. The dimension in x and dimension in y. Previously in the fillet we have to define the radius. Now we have to define how much distance in x axis and how much distance in y axis. Let's draw a rectangle. Let's say we have this rectangle. I want to chamfer this corners. So I will click over here, chamfer, and then I consider the distance. Previously we have considered the radius. Now this time we consider the distance. I click on the distance and say that how much distance is there in x-axis. The first distance, specify the first distance means x-axis. Let's say first distance is 10 and the second distance is 2020. So now if I click on the first line, this will be the distance from a first line, first and the second. Now is the distance is even for both the side? No, distance is not even. We can consider the distance as an even. Click on the chamfer tool, click on the distance. This time the first distance is 15, second distance is also 15. So now let's consider first click and a second click. Now here you found that exactly at an angle of 45. Can we use fillet after a chamfer? Yes, we can use it. For example, now I consider a fillet between these 2 points. Fillet between these 2 points, these two lines. Chamfer between these two lines, one and second. And then a fillet, yes, I can use a fillet between these two lines. In order to activate the last command, the shortcut is that press enter. Now here we can make a fillet because distance is too short. Now we have to talk about offset tool. So now we have this one closed shape. Now I can click on the offset. I say they specify the distance, specify the offset distance. Let's say the distance is 5 units. 5 and enter. Now in order to activate the offset, first I will click the object then I have to click either inside or outside. Both options are available, inside or outside. For example, inside, I have clicked another inside. I can click the same for the outside, same for the outside. So multiple shapes can be created. This is called offset. I can reduce the dimension size of the offset by clicking as a offset again and specify the distance. I say that this time distance is 2.5. So the further distance has been reduced. Now, for example, if I select this object, so this object is selected, but this object has many small components in it. This is fortunately one object. So say for example, if I have a one object that is made from several thin lines. So if I select this object, how many objects we have? How many lines we have? 4. This object is not a functional as a one object. So if I use an offset command, say that 2.5 distance is okay. If I select any one line, only one line is offset. Only one line is offset. Whereas I want to offset the whole object. Whole object is not offset. Why? Because all the 4 lines are individual. First we have to use a join command in order to join those all objects. Let's say I am using undo now. So in order to join these all 4 lines or any of the group of objects which makes a closed figure or even not a closed figure, so we will select them all, and here we will write a J. Simple J is sufficient, otherwise the complete word is JOIN. If you write only a J, even then it is sufficient. J, enter. By this now it becomes a one object. Once it becomes a one object, it's easy to use offset. I click on the offset. I click on this shape, offset. He said the distance is 2.5. Okay. So now I can make a offsets. Several offset can be made with ease. After joining the components, we can use explode command, or explode is over here. Explode. If I select these all offsets and or any of them, if I press over here explode, then each and every line is separated. Each and every line is separate. So join and explode are opposite to each other.